I'm not a technical person, so bear with me. So hello, welcome to everyone. This is Stream Ecos, and we are a digital collab. And tonight we are gonna have like a poetry sharing. Our main goal will be getting some fundings. This is really important, guys, for the World Health Organization and also for the Piedmont, because it's one it's actually where I come from, and Italy right now is going to a really bad economic crisis, and we want to give half of the money to the World Health Organization, and the other half for the Italian cause. So yeah, this is a little bit of an introduction of who we are and what we are doing. So tonight we're gonna have just some informal poetry and spoken word readings. It's open mic. So next time, if you wanna join us, just subscribe the channel and send us a message, and we will make sure that you will be in the lineup as well. So tonight we are gonna have some guests. So we're gonna have Michal, Jade, Saskia, Sivan, and Rebecca. I have a few poems for you guys as well. The first one, I wrote this in like a really weird journey in Bulgaria. Was about a month ago. It is quite dark, but yeah, that was what I was feeling in that moment, so that's it. The name is The Mad King. Nothing but the emptiness, nothing but the madness, the hate and consent, usurpated, nothing but a forget crown, for a forget king, nothing but this empty pocket, these halls empty, once habitated by sparkling gems, nothing but a corpse. And this was the first one. I have another one that I wrote randomly during like a rainy day. I wish to have a mouth, a camel in my hand, to inhale all the tar, to exhale my fake buzz. I wish to have a mouth, but you left me without. You ripped it away from my face. I wish to have a cigarette, to inhale all my tears, to exhale my fake temps. I wish to have a mouth, but you left me with a burned chest. Everywhere now seems drought. I did a mistake, I confess, but now I will never speak again. And that's it. And here we go. So this was my readings. I hope you enjoyed it. And now it's Michal. So I'm gonna call her.
Thank you so much, Giulia.
Thank
It
you.
was beautiful. I hope everyone who is listening can hear us, because this is really an exciting and special moment. My heart feels so full to see things like this unfold. I started the quarantine diary from the day that I kind of realized that lockdown is starting and the world is taking on a new form. So I'm going to read you some of my entries from Quarantine Diaries. Starting from Monday morning, number 2, March 30th, 2020. The sky always looks like blinding white cloud blankets from my bed. I woke up calm and angry and beautiful. That's good, I guess, I think to myself. I am willing my hair to grow into something beautiful. I am willing the helicopter to go find another neighborhood to buzz overhead. So loud. Ugh. And I imagine myself letting everything loose and emailing all of the teachers that blew me off like some small, silly, senseless girl not worth their time. Times are crazy, but it doesn't feel good to chase. My therapist would tell me, it is only you who decides this is a feeling of chasing. And I would say back, what does that mean? I don't agree. Or something defensive like that. But her words would nonetheless resonate, downloading themselves into my subconscious, silently marinating in my mind until I will say to myself, it is only I who decides this is a feeling of chasing, as if the idea was my own. April 2nd, 2020. A friend is telling me, not all people make art that reacts. Affairs. And I want to scream at her that such mentality is what is wrong with a young community. And that all that is not current and relevant is boring. I want to scream with rage. Why are people so self-interested? It is all that connects us that is what's true and interesting. Who cares about your individualist experience? It does not make me feel anything. Am I so And so I am uninterested in presenting you my diary entries, my personal life, because why is it more interesting than others? Why should what I do make you feel? Edit. I was wrong. There are lives of people that interest me, that capture me, that pull me in and keep me turning pages, and I read about their words and experiences hungrily. Those people are exceptional in my eyes. Angels on earth cut from a different cloth, and I dream to be one of them. In contrast, there are little to none of such creatures in my surroundings. Nobody that fills those shoes of greatness, a sparkling diamond in the rough, an interesting human with unique thoughts. I am unsure if I myself fill those shoes. I imagine myself as reincarnations of those I experience as extraordinary and tragic for various reasons. I relate, I relive, I soak in their words, and I bleed their blood until I have convinced myself we are of the same soul. First, it was Marilyn Monroe. Now it is Henry Miller. Sometime in the middle, it may have been Hunter S. Thompson, though it was always clear that was a relationship based on longing. I have anointed people as great in my mind, adding to their grave my admiration. I have met one such person in the past, and he has since tumbled a bit off my pedestal, an outcome of my vanity, my process of accepting his rejection. Would anyone dare to laugh at me if I were to say I am my own role model? April 3rd, 2020. Fleeting moments of godliness. Peel off my oversized t-shirt to step into a steaming shower where I allow myself to dance, sing, and perform for my neighbors through an open window to the soundtrack of No Doubt, a reminiscent token of the time we drove from high school in the back of Morgan's truck, singing, "I'm just a girl," and the wind beating through my hair, saying to me that I am 200% beautiful. Singing for empty patios from the safety of my shower, my perfect breasts sparkle from the organic lemongrass soap I just scrubbed them with. A treat for me and them. And light feet jump and sway into a spontaneous choreography, and my bloated period belly is happy, loving the attention, loving the freedom of being so sexy and beautiful and shiny for no one other than myself, except perhaps pervert neighbors watching from behind their empty patio.
Ooh.
April 3rd, 2020, 1:37 p.m. If I burn one more piece of precious goddamn toast, I will scream. April 3rd, 2020. I almost shed tears over a high school soap opera about the East Coast version of the privileged upper class kids I went to middle school with. Maybe today is just a day for sad, little, sloppy, slippery tears. Could have been. I am nostalgic for that high school soap opera love that drives me forward. Love, love, love as horses with blinders raging through the streets, glowing, gold, shining, gleaming, free, 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 trampling all over your petty, little chest, too thin to contain all these powerful, roaring horses. I miss that love that hasn't existed in anything real other than my imagination, or my imagination manifested in earthly bodies, chosen surrogates of my dreams, but rarely ever those wild horses themselves. And I want to cry. I want to cry. I will myself to cry. I cry over these horses I so pray will one day trample my chest too, and carry me through a field of flowers in the Amalfi Coast until we reach the blue crystal sea, floating in a hot, melting embrace, filled with sweet kisses, softened by the salty aftertaste of sea water. My love, the search continues. And that is all for now, and I thank you all.
Ooh. Thank you so much, Jade, Michal. Thank you so much.
Pass it on to our next wonderful reader, which is Jade. Thanks again.
Hello. Thanks, Michal, for your eloquence and for sharing your emotion with us like this. I'm Jade, and I'm from France and currently sitting in my tiny apartment in Tel Aviv during the pandemic. And I'm going to read you some silly thought that I had about this somewhat silly situation. Please forgive me for the accent and the stammer. Reading in English is sometimes complicated. So, my childhood dream has finally come true. Who never pined for the world to stop its course? Who never dreamt to have nothing to do, to go, no one to see? All of it guilt-free, shame-free, FOMO-free. Finally, here we stand facing the Nile. Finally, the open mouth of the social machine is closed and all chewed up. We remain useless, empty, jobless, friendless, purposeless, perfect. Long live my mind and long live yours. May the overdose of quarantined artists on social media is our first step into the contemplation of our loneliness. So we'll go on with maybe a silly joke this time. Something less baby boomer. To all the quarantines baby boomers makers, you might be having fun in diapers in 9 months, and we'll call your baby the virus is. I will read you one last one that is addressed to the shipwrecked. To all the shipwrecked of social interactions, to all those who only ever felt comfortable hiding behind a keyboard, now is our time to flourish. The ones who knew how to smile in a crowd are doomed, and here we shine, spreading the new one and only lifestyle. The same one that had us ranked amongst the loser and antisocial. Weirdos, we are now the leaders of the new world, where pyjama are fashion, loneliness a must, and anxiety the rule. Thank you for listening, and I'm gonna pass the parole.
Thank you, Jade.
Yes. Saskia.
So next one is Rebecca.
Hello, Saskia. Are you here?
I'm going to replace Saskia because she's not ready.
Yes.
So I'm Rebecca. I'm from France, and I'm currently quarantined in a really lovely apartment in Tel Aviv where I can see the sun and feel it a bit without walking outside. I am going to read something that I wrote in London 2 months ago, before this time of quarantine and before all the mess. And I just was looking through my computer for text to read because I promised to read something and I didn't know what to read and I panicked. And then I found this and it made me smile and I thought it was enough. So I'm going to read this. I wrote it on the 10th of February. Moments of extreme beauty lost in the days. There is a fire outside and it's cold. I am alone in the living room and the big black speaker is playing a strange melody. I hear voices of people speaking in the kitchen and I see their reflection in the window. They laugh loudly and drink wine. The pretty blonde girl is still here. A great feeling of nostalgia is growing in my chest. I lie my head on the wall behind me and close my eyes. Time is disappearing. I read a few poems to strangers about my old life. Candles in the living room. And my eyes couldn't leave the paper. In the morning, voices whisper in the kitchen because 3 boys are sleeping on the couches of the living room. They are beautiful, like teenagers, and they play the guitar. We are making tea, the English way, black with milk. You shouldn't leave the tea bag in the water for too long. There are wine bottles and beer cans everywhere on the floor and a big pile of dishes. I burn my hand because the water is too hot and I like the smell of soap. Everything is very beautiful this morning because I woke up in a living house and I don't feel as lonely as before. I get dressed quickly, get my things together, and go out the back door to avoid breaking the spell. There it is, my little text of the old days in London where we could gather and drink wine all together. And I like remembering them because it makes me think that it's going to come back very soon. And I enjoy the moment even more. I will pass now the
Love you.
mic to Sivan.
Sivan,
if you're ready.
Sivan is the next one.
Hi. Yeah, I'm ready. Can you hear me? Perfectly. Great.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Sivan Levi. I am sitting in my apartment in Tel Aviv. I'm here with a dog that I just fostered, Parma. And over the time of quarantine, because I don't have a job anymore and an exhibition I had was put to a stop, I've been writing a lot. I've been writing almost every day, at least one a day. And I'm going to read a few of these quarantine time poems. Power Ranger Love. Here I am, again, sitting here. Purple dots from corners of my body vibrating, rather still. A hopeful yellow ball nodding at me from the wall, bigger, wanting a pink ball together with it. Today, there's a lake near my back and flies circling overhead in my room. Go, I told them. I don't know why they've come. Go, please. The lake in my backside is up and down in movement again and again. And I, a little flower, sitting here waiting for myself to unfold and open up again, to feel again and sparkle again. Why do washing machines agitate, move back and forth in their place? Why do I agitate too? She wanted to be a writer. And she was sitting on her swing, and as she swung, a rainbow emerged from within her. encircling her. She prayed and called out, and as she did so, she shot rays and dots all around her. "I'm sending love," she said. "You're almighty, all-powerful." She drank blue and consumed pink. "You're psychedelic." She sat there in awe of the huge compliment and cried, "I want weight to be left behind. I want to be lightness." "You're on your way," said the train driver. "Hop in." She jumped into the green cake train, which left a trail of Fruit Loop smoke. "Thanks, my colored friends." They all appeared, all Power Rangers. "Thank you." They smiled, and she wrote them home, each one of them. Sewing, so this is the next one. Sewing time with a needle. A golden thread piercing through white linen. Piercing silently like a slow breath. Inhale, pierce. Exhale, pulling through. An endless movement. Underneath everything, there is movement. Movement is life, like one big dance. We all go inside and put on our best summer clothing, only to emerge as dancers on the other side, entering the ballroom, soapy clean. The next one is called A Nighttime Opera in the Dark. Hold on. Okay.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
1
The
second.
Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Okay. A nighttime opera in the dark. Colors floating in blackness. In sky. Blue orb, purple orb, green. Grasses and blades. Red Converses in grass. Walking home from the park. She takes off a heel, slipping her foot slowly in and out, softly onto the grass. Foot on the earth, thanks. A snake slithers past. There is the energy of snails, crawling underneath from the earth. Let the ground open up for me. Let us dig up the remains of treasures within. I found something great. He reveals a small pile of colored diamonds and crystals. Pink, red, purple, green, blue. A huge blue moon from above lights the scene. They gather, listening to the silence. Anger climbs up the chimney, red, through the top of the opening and out to the great big open sky. Red orb in the sky. Goodbye. The rooftop is once more. More orbs leave from the small of the back. Take it or leave it. A big envelope opens with many small numbers. This is the difficulty of living with others. Neighbors, as opposed to communities, don't always want in. She sat there, above the anger, inside her own. There were many options glittering up ahead. Take it or leave it. All the future loves inside a suitcase, unfolded like clothes, with all with deep eyes looking straight at her, applauding. You're a genius, they say. Thanks. And little snails in the sky making love. One was on a coffee pot, another on a leaf. They meet halfway in the garden, next to the eucalyptus tree. The roots are like organs. We are the choir, she says. They come closer and make a circuit together with the tree. Now we are one, they say. Now we are one, says the tree. The man's left eye leaves. The woman's stomach feels good. The man kneels. She smiles. The men sing in the distance. The sliver of the moon agrees with his gentle smile. They walk in the pink, purple skies, the trees winking. The cats owning the land, the men coughing and leaving, coughing and leaving. They explore with their feet and with their tongues. The hand in the sky makes wind, and they explore hand in hand. She puts her hand in his hair. There are pink and blue star beads in it, melodic. Your sweat smells good, he says. You are a dancer, she nods, and he danced the night away. The beating of the drums got stronger in the distance. Tinnitus, he spelled out with his body. Let me dance on green pasture. Like them, you can join me. And they took each to their own fields with a knowing smile. She making orbs of color, him, his movements and words, melodies. And they met halfway by the tree who was their soulful friend. I'll read a last one. Take a thin pill on your tongue and let it melt, girl. Let it melt. A purple fizzle on my mouth. Fizzle. I make my teeth with blue chalk. In my sleep, I am hugged by angels. I like floating in poems that I don't quite understand. I wish I was also like Guy, able to float in between words, letting go of my need to understand. To understand like Noam, who sterilized the conversation to make sure he wasn't threatened by any information he didn't quite understand. Girl, come sit on the swing with me, said the cowboy. We sat and breathed together. Golly gee, I miss America. Like hell you do. Cowboy boot stars, twitching, agitating. You're my little star, he said. She blinked into space. I want dust of green and yellow and pink and blue to come together underneath me. Give me wind and let me fly to America. You're on your way, he promised. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path. And then she saw it beyond the eucalyptus trees, a path made of clear colored marbles. Let me walk in it in my socks, I say. Stalks go up, white floor, colored marbles, trail, path. I walk into the horizon. See, yeah. Thank you very much for listening to me speak. I will now pass the sharing on to Saskia.
Ooh. Thank you. Right.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Saskia.
Sorry, hang on. I don't know if my camera's not on. So I'm always very good at tech, but I'm Saskia. I hope you guys can hear me because I am outside. I have brought my laptop with me. I'm in a nature reserve looking at a sunset. I'm a very outside person and I'm kind of from the countryside and I've gone back to be there for coronavirus and I'm in the UK. And so I've brought my laptop out so I can send my from out here. So let me just navigate to my poems for you guys. Sorry, someone just walked past me, guys. I hope you can hear me.
He's the best.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. I just got to find the poems themselves. Right. So, scrolling. Sorry, this is very unsmooth. I appreciate that. But I will be with you in 1 second. Okay, so the poems I'm going to read, I wrote ages ago, and I'm reading these old ones because it's really nice to look away from all of the anxiety of the moment and remember some of the consistencies of our life and some of the ways in which we can still practice the same beauties. I'm going this way. And appreciate the same things. Changed, and so much hasn't changed, and we still have our earth and we still have our loves and our friends, hopefully, and we amazing mornings and sunsets and sunrises, and nature is thriving. So just some old poems, all very random, that I wrote like 2 years ago in London. So the first one is called Tomorrow Tree. It's based on a cherry tree near my aunt's house, and it blossomed spring, which was really amazing and very unusual, and it's quite a decrepit old tree. So here it is. Tomorrow Tree. That second blossom we celebrated this late spring. What stone is it trod into? Whose shoe does it wear? Now cold comes that immobilizes knuckles, binds pain to the bone, would surely split petals. Beyond crystal top grass lurks the inevitable dawning, with its possibility of throbbing and hope encased in them. And I've got another poem now that I wrote at a similar time, also in London. I was living in a house that I really hated, and I was looking outside all the time for inspiration. So this is called How Goes Dusk. Tonight, again, a sky that can't settle on colour, suffused with streets' glow. Perpetual day lingers in its span. How long until the tapestry is full and the sky hooks spent? I am opening interest for a new one, this deeper thing with dark, which elsewhere they call night, but here is just a darker light. And I don't know when I wrote this or when I had this, but I have really crazy dreams, and one day I had this really vivid, I just wrote it down. It's not formally a poem or anything. It just felt really big, and I thought, I'll capture it with words and I'll share it with people, and maybe together we can work out what it means or if it's valuable in any way for us to listen to. But I'm going to tell it to you now. So it's called Cloud Dream, and this is what happened in my cloud dream. I dreamed a cloud in its entirety, which made me fly. And for the first time, I saw the round world. But the higher I ascended and the more I saw, the more terrified I became. And so I fell, flailing in the freezing wind, thinking this would be it, and everything was over. And then, to my great relief, as I plummeted, I awoke. That's my cloud dream. I hope you guys liked it. And I've got two more things I'm going to say. So the next thing is really random. It's also about the sky. I've got a lot of sky in mind at the moment because the sky is huge and it's a really nice way to feel like you can dream and feel like that's a possibility. So this is called Glass Sky. Cloudless day. A child rustling slingshot missiles to the sky to shatter its sheeted glaze. Electrons in the cavern of its expanse, until screaming sounds through the vaulted blue tolls deep and urgent. A single plane slips through and proves the sheen perfection a forfeit. And that was my last one about the sky. I have a kind of iterative poem now. It's my last one. I hope you guys have enjoyed these and you can hear them properly. This is called Ways to See a New Year, and it's from when this new... Not really so much about New Year as it is about beginnings and what it's like to begin something new. I'm really thinking about process at the moment, so it's kind of about that. Ways to See a New Year. A sweet stranger in the darkness, waiting, benevolent. The great blue of distance, unreachable, irresistible, unbearable. My love, that still has no words, is still a terrified newborn, swaddled and hidden. Naked trees on bare soil, in the deep, rich bones that grow before the body, an ethereal half-form, snaked in sinews and blood ribbons, shaking beneath an amniotic cloak. A vagrant child, spotted in haze, on dream's horizon. Unlit fuses, on the empty field. On minds, because still the sergeant is snoring off his whiskey. The mirror's illusion, just like a deceitful echo, making cruel mimicry of what has been before, binding us to what will be tomorrow. The future that cannot know itself, and so it loves itself, because it simply does not understand. And that's it. That's my poems. I hope you guys enjoyed them. And it was really wonderful to be part of this. I don't know if I need to do anything else. Maybe I'll just mute myself again and someone will say goodbye. But one of the people that's been helping Giulia create this amazing project, and I think she's doing great, and I'm so glad this has happened. And I love you all. And yeah, that is me. Mwah.
Saskia! Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed our sharing, and
Hey,
get
Giulia,
ready
do
for
you want
next
to say a
weekend.
few words maybe to close the evening?
Yeah, I'm actually online and I'm doing it. So yeah, thank you guys.
If not, I will.
I'm closing.
If you
So
don't
thank you guys. And
Okay, so we are closing this evening.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening, for being there, for reading your words. It was great for everyone. And Giulia and me spent 2 days trying to figure out how to use Skype and to broadcast it live. So it was great to feel that it
Precisely.
worked and that we could create our own little radio to hear you guys and how you're doing in different cities. We had a bit of London and a bit of Israel, and we had French people, Italian people, American people, and we want to continue making that kind of maybe weekly appointment. That would be great. Giulia, I saw that you're unmuted. Do you want to say something?
yeah, I just wanted to say like as I was gonna say like thank you to everyone, and yes, we will sort out the technical part. I also want to say that I will add the link down the video, so about the fundraising. So it's really important that you go there and you just make a free donation. That's it. And thank you so much, guys. That was great. Thank you all.